Hey everybody, it is Thursday night, time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me from the great state of Florida in the Orlando area, Stephanie Canada. How are you, Steph?
I'm doing all right. Hello, friends.
Good to see you. You've been so busy lately. You're not used to talk quite a bit. It's like we're strangers all of a sudden.
Yeah, I've been a little busy. Took a little too much off. Just a little.
I know the feeling. We're getting ready to go to our third state in the last 4 days. So yeah, I know the feeling. So even me this week, I'm like, where am I? I totally get when people are on tour, like musicians and stuff. Like, where am I at? What am I packing for? Is it cold? Is it warm? I don't know where I'm going next.
Yeah, where are we going? What's going on?
I totally understand. But good to see everybody. It is Thursday night. Excited to hang out with all y'all and share some stuff. So let's get right to who our guest is for this evening. Who are you? Who are you?
Who will?
Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And my guest tonight, returning after a 4-year absence, is Mo.
Howdy, howdy. How is everyone?
Reseller Niche. How are you, buddy? What's going on?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. All right, so Mo is in the Sacramento area, so it was super duper easy to pick up one of the mugs from Jungle Bird, which is the tiki bar in Sacramento. So that was easy. The rum I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay. And I'm looking over the notes and I'm like, I got it. We're going to talk about the Spice Girls later. So it was a good excuse to drink spiced rum tonight.
Oh, there you go.
So I usually don't pull out the spiced rum for this, but I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to talk Spice Girls later. So let's drink spiced rum tonight. So thanks for being on so I can drink some good spiced rum. Now, let me tell everyone who drinks rum. Captain Morgan, and even though I like Sarah, Jerry, and Kraken, they're spiced rum. They're just okay. There are a few that are really good. Foursquare makes an exceptional product. And if you see it in your liquor store and you do like spiced rum, give this a try.
All right.
It's more actual ingredient spice than like chemicals.
What? Real ingredients? What
yes, I know. Isn't that crazy? It's like the pineapple rum I like is made with actual pineapple, where the rest, like Malibu pineapple, is just chemicals. So that's
yeah. No.
What are you drinking tonight, Steph?
I have got actually a local beer in a Guinness glass. It's not Guinness. It's called OBC Pilsner, and it's because everything in Florida is like Orange Blossom Trail because we can't be Georgia and just call it, peach. So we had to go oranges. So it's orange. It's a local brewing, and it's like Blue Moon, if Blue Moon was good with the orange already put in it. So, like, you don't have to do anything to it. It already tastes good as is.
Nice. What were you drinking there, Mo? I saw you.
Honey, Jack, and Coke.
All right, there we go. And so cheers to you guys, and cheers to everybody in the chat. Good to see you. Cheers. All right, so Mo's going to come back. We're going to talk about expanding what you sell and what you know, because it's great to conquer what you know, but you can make a lot extra money if while you're standing in the thrift store, you can go to different sections or at the garage sale or at the estate sale. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So sit back and relax, Mo. We'll see you in a little bit.
See you later.
Woohoo. All right, let's get to our scores. We got a bunch of fun scores this week. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Fantabulous fabric.
Yeah, this was from, in case you know I have a YouTube channel, there's a video last month that did very well because it was me going to this fabric store that closed down in 1981. She locked the doors, walked away. Well, I dealt with close to 65, 70 emails just on fabric requests.
Wow.
And so after dealing with all the people individually, I still had some left. So I've just now, over a month later, finally started to get it on my website. And I listed this one for, I think I listed it for $18 a yard. No, I had dropped it a little bit. So the whole thing was like $66 plus shipping. It was 4 yards. They bought all 4 of them all at the same time. So it was great. Out the door. One less bolt in my house.
That's always good.
Oh, and just in case y'all don't know, I paid between $2 to $8 per bolt for that.
Nice.
So it's taken out a lot of room, but by golly, it's got a lot of return for me. This cute little number
Mhm.
went as a pair. So normally when you sell patterns, especially if you have the same size range, people will buy 2 at a time to save on shipping, because basically shipping 2 to 3 vintage patterns is the same as shipping 1 modern one. So people will buy a few at a time. So this one sold for right about $19, and this came from that lot I bought a few years ago, and I paid $3 a pattern.
What? Stephanie Fabric?
Right? What? I don't. That patterns and fabric. What is that? Not that almost every score is a freaking
I don't know
thing.
why, but this one creeped me out a little bit.
The kids are a slight bit terrifying. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, but because these are the oversized animals, so you're not talking the normal like small 18 inchers. This is a 25-inch cat and monkey. Like, they're big, and so this one was factory folded actually from the drawer cabinet that I bought at said estate sale. So I think I broke it down to like $1.50 a pattern for that, and that one sold for $24.95 plus shipping.
Dang.
Wow. And this little cutie is actually from an endeavor to Pennsylvania. I found it at a thrift store up there while I was visiting my dad, and I paid $7.99 plus a little bit of Pennsylvania tax, and all the trip up and back, and it sold for $40 on Mercari, and the person already reviewed it and they love it. So hooray.
Yeah, so that's always great. I have a weird one. They reviewed it, they said yay, and then after they reviewed it, when it's a done deal, they said, I don't like this. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Intriguing.
I'm sure we'll talk about that on a future episode when I get to the end of that.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I set it up. I didn't realize we were ending with a Mercari of yours and starting with a Mercari of mine.
Nice.
This is what you call retail arbitrage, where you buy something for the retail price, although I had a little bit of a discount, and then sell it online for more money. So this bandana was $17 in the gift shop of the Disneyland Hotel, and it sold for $40 on Mercari.
Nice.
And let me tell you, there ain't much easier thing to ship than a bandana.
Yeah, those are real easy.
There ain't nothing to ship in a bandana. All right, Dickies overalls, $80. And it's because it's these. You can buy brand new Dickies overalls, but these with the Dickies on the straps like this, those are the ones that people are looking for. Plus, I have a very hunky mannequin out back. So I'm sure that helped. $80, and I didn't realize that Zoe rolled up the pant leg a little bit, gave a little zhuzh, a little style. I didn't even know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so paid $9 for those.
Nice.
All right, my videotapes are starting to roll. I took a best offer of $85 on this one. $85 for the Crow. You can bring up the Crow at any streaming service for like $2.99. $85
but
for
still,
a videotape.
But Brandon Lee, my heart still hurts.
So, Mark, you're going to think it's funny, but we did put bubble wrap in the bandana because a bandana is actually too thin when you ship it. A package has to have a little more thickness. So we actually threw some in there. I'm sure the buyer's like, what moron put bubble wrap around a bandana? We just need to thicken up the package a little bit. Yes, she did make the overalls hip. I didn't even notice that. I got to tell her what a good job she did tomorrow when I see her. All right. I love, Steph, when I sell something and I look at it on my phone and go, what the hell was that? And then I looked it up. I have no recollection of buying this, where it came from, but who gives a crap? I paid $3 and it sold for $100.
That's, speaking of things that are slightly terrifying on the show tonight.
Oh yeah. I usually have that beautiful mind when it comes to where I picked up everything, like thousands of things in here. I know where I got them. We were in some other state yesterday, and I go, what did I sell? Still don't know what it is. Don't know where it came from. But if you ever see this, the Rock of Fire Explosion, it's $100 DVD. So
that's so weird. Okay.
On that, yeah. Oh man, I gotta find more of those. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Okay, we didn't go to flipping cassettes because I didn't have any this week, and I sold one sad-ass record this week, so I just skipped both of those, but a lot of good CDs.
Okay.
So soundtrack to John Wayne movie, Rio Lobo. I spent $25 on it and sold it for $65.
Nice.
Bidoo. Nick Drake. This is a box set that was originally $40. Got it on sale for $15. Sold it on Amazon for $70.
Nice.
Boom. How about a little James Bond action? The world is not enough. $20 and sold it on Amazon for $74.
Wow.
And my best one of the week, I took a best offer of $90. This is Alice Cooper's $1 Billion Babies. This is DVD audio. It's kind of like a CD, but it doesn't play in a CD player. But when you play it on your surround sound system, it envelops you in the sound. So it'll play like at a 5.1 surround sound.
Ooh,
and it's pretty badass.
Good. Absolutely.
And I spent $1.15 on it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's and then even today we sold a couple $70 CDs, a couple 30s, a 20. So the CDs are a rolling. You know, it's coming to that Christmas time when people are looking for cool stuff.
Yep.
But not everything is good. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
All right. I know Peggy just says that, scrubs are it. Scrubs are it. Scrubs are not it, Peg. I love you. Scrubs are it. I don't know. Maybe it was the size. Maybe it was the styling. I mean, I am thankful it sold, and it sold for full price, so it's fine. I am still pretty sure I paid $3 for this. 3 to 10, yes, there's a little bit of profit, but for the amount of time that it sat in my house, no. And the sad part is I still have a stack because I picked them all up at once, and there's so many that haven't sold.
Dang, you just called my mommy out.
I did. I'm sorry, Peggy. I love you anyway. I promise.
Now my mom's yelling. Sorry, Stephanie.
I love you, Peggy. I'm not actually mad at you. I probably just grabbed the wrong style. I don't know. Okay. So funny thing, these I believe belong to my father and mother.
Oh my.
And I do distinctly remember asking you, Jason, what they were because I thought it was football related. And it was very nicely put that no, that is not what these are. But they're still sitting there. I'm assuming since if you're one of those people that you probably don't need a pin to go on to anything, but I don't know. If anybody wants to send me an offer on them, sure, go for it. Like $10, they're yours because I would just like to find them new homes because the idea of my parents I didn't ever need that in my head. That was not an image I ever needed.
Yeah, I feel you on that. All right, so I sold this mug for $40 to the same customer who bought this mug. I took an offer of $90. And you might be saying, what's the dud here?
Yeah.
Well, I would be the dud here because let me show you what I did. See where it says coaster, napkin, Menahuni pick? See where it says napkin, coaster, swizzle? Yeah, I forgot all that. Forgot all of that. I just said the mugs. I forgot all the accoutrement that I listed this with. Now, you know what's worse than that stuff?
Oh, Jason. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, the person watches my show. Hey, Jay. My adorable Tiki mugs arrived today, and they are amazing, but they did not have their napkins, coasters, swizzles, or picks. I went through all the peanuts like you mentioned in your show. And they weren't in the box, but they're very cute. That I'm having my Deadhead chocolate rum and one on Thursday night. So,
oh no.
So apologies. They went out today, and I threw in extras. What's worse than forgetting to send everything to somebody who watches you every week? Hey,
yep.
Yay. So I am for sure the dud this week.
Oh no.
The one day I did my own shipping for the first time in a month, and I effed it up.
Jason, come on now.
I'm rusty. Zoe wasn't here. I'm rusty. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. And good luck pronouncing this.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know. I am going to butcher this. If you are in South Korea or of Korean accent, I apologize. Gyeonggi? I don't know. It was in South Korea. But the upside is, there is an upside. My lovely buyer bought this, I think like 10 days before Halloween, right? And she bought the size for her daughter for next year. Think because like normally from the US to South Korea, it's going to take a hot second to get there. It made it 4 days before Halloween, and she already has sent me the finished photos of her daughter in that costume because she took that as a challenge and made it for her daughter for this year instead.
Did she not sleep?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Wow, that's epic.
Like when she sent me the photos, I was just floored because they're so pretty. But it's like, wait a minute, one, it got to you, and two, you already made it. Holy cow!
Do you know what the time frame was from shipping to getting there?
So 7 days. It took a week.
Okay, so funny. Here's my. I'm sorry. That'll be my feedback. Never mind. Not funny right now. Shh, that's next. That's
okay.
our segment. I'll be back with that.
Okay.
Now this is not exciting. Carbrook, UK. Nor is the item exciting. But Steph, I'm a dork, and I love when things go back home. So Def Leppard is a British band, and so someone bought a Def Leppard CD from me in Great Britain. That tickles me. When Hawaiian shirts go to Hawaii, I giggle like a schoolgirl. So, Def Leppard going home to England, I'm like, yeah, hey, this is so fun. Because I'm a dork like that.
Nothing wrong with it.
No, not at all. We all can be dorks. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Oh, yes, that was my tip. Yeah. Okay. So Jason was the dud. And so am I. So I was cleaning up my back desk because, I just occasionally, like when there's a pattern or something that I can't quite deal with in the moment, it just sits behind me. And that's where it goes. Not up here, like downstairs. So my back desk occasionally, like once every 6 months, depending on how much I put, I like go through and just filter out. Like, what did I put back here? What do I need to deal with? I found not one, but 2 patterns there that were nicely in their sleeves and no post-it note to be seen, which is always dubious because normally when I sell it, I put a post-it note of like who's on it, like especially if they want to like combine shipping and just keep racking up things. Y'all, I had to contact a buyer a year and a half after I sold a pattern.
What?
Yeah. So I had to admit that I had forgotten and accidentally buried them. And I threw in 2 extra patterns. I said, I'm so sorry. And they were like, well, what? Because I was like, I also offered and said, if you want your money back, you can have it. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. 18 months later, y'all, that's when I shipped out her patterns. But I sent her 2 really cute ones from the 40s that are hard to find. So she was like, it's all good. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Because most of the people that I sell patterns to, especially private sales, I know and I've worked with for a long time. So thankfully, but yeah, be better than me, y'all. Do better than me.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of doing better, you saw me sell this last week.
I did.
And then it was a nightmare to get the proper shipping box.
Oh, no.
So I went to the local UPS store where I do my drop-offs almost every day, and they got a guy who makes custom boxes. So the woman behind the counter, who's a professional, took measurements, and the box came in so big, I could put 2 chairs in the box. And they're like, well, just go ahead. I'm like, no, you see this big empty space? A, I got to fill it with packing material. B, it's costing me an extra $80 in shipping. I'm not using this box. You don't know how to measure properly. So you need to get me a box. So the next day I'm waiting because they said they're going to make me a new box. At the end of the day, I called and said, where's my box? And they said, yeah, he was closed today. Well, why didn't you call me? I forgot. What? So I went to another place to get a box. And then I was the only one here shipping that day. And so there's my box. It worked fine, but it was a lot of work by myself. And I'm like, all right, I need to charge a little bit more and have someone do this for me because I got like 9 more to do. And I did not enjoy this one bit. I enjoyed the money. I did not enjoy the shipping one bit. And so I told Stacey, I go, okay, before we list the next one, I got to figure out a better resolve because this sucked. Yeah. Your time is worth money. I spent too much time screwing around trying to get a box not showing up, then packing it. No. Someone's going to get paid to do the next one, and I will charge shipping accordingly. So
there you go.
So once you make a mistake, 1.5 years, I should have done this myself. Learn and then fix it for the next one.
Exactly.
Don't have it happen again.
Nope.
Don't be that person like, I'll try it again. No.
Oh,
And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing. Did Debbie make this graphic?
yeah, she definitely did. And boy, are those some choices, Deb. Thanks for that.
Oh, like Debbie's getting creative with her graphics.
Okay. So after that mortifying moment, yes. So these are screenshots. One is from the actual, amazing thrifting trip, everything. The other one is from where I was stupid and stacked fabric from floor to my ceiling for a video, because why not? Well, what's funny is that video, I mean, obviously did very well, got really went far and wide as far as my channel is concerned. Well, because of that, I have gotten the number of another person in North Carolina who found a shut down fabric shop and wanted to know if I wanted to come buy anything.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, y'all, I got to get through the first one first. I'll keep your number, but whoa now. But yeah. Oh, they're just really awkward screenshots, Linda. That's all. It's fine. I sort of look scary in the one with all the that one. That I can't there that one. I look a little scary.
All right, mine's gonna be a quiz for you.
Oh no.
Why do you think I took a picture of this woman in this Buffalo exchange? Because this is my thrifting tip.
She's in the men's section? I don't know.
She is, and she works there. So what do you think she's doing right this moment?
In my world, she's resizing things and putting things back where they belong.
Okay, good guess. She's got the sale stamp, and she's stamping the old stuff. And so once you see the employee marking things sale, that means they're 25% off.
Yep.
Don't chop that rack until she's done.
Yeah.
Or he's done, depending on where you're at. I was starting to go to that rack, and I saw what she was doing. I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere else, and I'll come back, and then I'll see what's on sale. So if you see an employee marking things down, wait for them to finish before you shop, because you could save some money.
Yep. That's awesome.
I found a kick-ass pair of jeans. They weren't on sale, but at this Buffalo Exchange, I got some sweet-ass jeans that are going to be my new jeans, and I will share them at a future show.
Excellent.
And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling. I did want to ask her, hey, can I borrow that stamp for a second?
Yeah, you do. Okay, friends. So we all know the trials and tribulations of selling or reselling verified used goods from name brands, right? We've seen this happen on Etsy. We've seen it happen on eBay. Well, guess what? It's on Shopify now too. Because I got a very nerve-wracking email yesterday that said, hey, we noticed you have this pattern for sale. And it was one of the Dior patterns that I have from the 80s. Like, P.S. no one, and I mean no one, makes a fake Dior pattern.
No kidding.
There's no need. There's no need for that. They weren't that good to begin with. No offense, but whatever. It's fine.
Throw shade.
Why do you think it's still for sale, Dior? Calm down. But I was informed that if I did not fill out this attestation form, that my entire store would be shut down a week later. So y'all don't ignore those emails. They are real, and you need to pay attention to them. Because I am I am a wee little pattern seller, and they have now honed in on my labels, and I'm sure I'm going to get more of them. But just be aware that the larger brands have now realized that Shopify and what's the other one, Wix, are all selling platforms, and so they're trying to protect their brand on those platforms as well. So I understand it from I'm going to make scammy knockoffs. But I'm like, I'm selling vintage patterns. You made these in the 80s. I just happened to find them. That's it. I'm not here trying to make new ones of your design. Nope. So just be aware.
I would like to point out Elisa's guess for what that woman at Buffalo Exchange was doing. Stealing. So what would my tip be? Tackle her if she's stealing? All right. So mine, I was kind of racking my brain. Like, what should I do today? And I was looking around eBay and I didn't realize, and I don't know if everyone has this. I have it, obviously. The new promoted listings advanced beta is being tried out right now, and they're giving you back 50% of what you spend. So if you say, all right, let's try this with this amount of money, they'll give it half back. So anytime something new comes out on any platform, they give you something to do, like, here's how you're going to promote your items. Yes, you're going to give us more money, but it's going to be seen by more people. Try it. And if they're giving you 50% back off, now's the time to try it.
Yeah.
Because when people say, this isn't going to work, you can't say that. You have to try it. And then if it doesn't work, then you can talk about it's not working. But when they give you half off, now's the time. So if you haven't tried it and you have this offer, I don't know if this is for everybody. I just happen to see it. Give it a whirl. I will next week. I would like to point out how awesome my numbers are, by the way, while we're here. Top rated.
I was about to say, damn, sir.
Yeah. I work hard. I am very, I want to have a happy customers. I always do. So when I forget to send half the stuff in a box, I'm very upset with myself. All right, where are we at? And and now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? Okay, Steph, I haven't had one for quite a while, and you can't get much more unseasonably sold than this. Are you ready?
All right.
On November 3rd, the soundtrack to Halloween.
Nice. Excellent.
They're really getting ready for next year.
They sure are.
Man, that's unseasonably sold. Right
yeah,
there.
it is.
I forgot to change my header. Yeah, when I sold that, I'm like, yeah, I finally got a good one. Hey, Halloween's over. You don't need this anymore.
Last year, too, like the day after Halloween or something like that. Like,
and I had this for sale forever, and it sells. I spent $18 on it, sold for $50.
Nice.
Woohoo! All right, we got one more segment. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week.
My part of the review was lovely. The buyer was very happy with my shell, which I only bought because of Jason and Peggy being like, time to branch out. So I did. So I paid $2 for my little shell at my local thrift store, and it sold for $20. And the guy was like, great shell, nicer than described, excellent packaging, which for me, I'm like, yay! And then I keep going, what is the rest of this? Took much longer than should have, but this was due to the incompetence of the postal system. The seller shipped right after payment was received, but USPS took 9 days to get it here via priority. No excuses, and the rest of it. But it was just sort of shocking. Like, oh, okay, so you had no problem with me. Great, love that.
So the funny thing is, this was your thing that you'd submitted, and the one I was using had nothing to do with shipping, but I happened to look at something. And so mine was the one I shared. This is a cement company from Georgia that went to a dude in England. That was my, where in the world 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Perfect item, perfect seller, as described, super fast postage, recommended to all. So I looked it up. I shipped it on October 21st, and it showed up November 1st in England. So your priority package took almost as long domestically as a hat going to London, going to England.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's
but
crazy.
this is like what Steph showed earlier, what I'm showing now. International's running really quick right now, which is crazy. So
they went from slow to holy crap, it's already there.
Yeah. So if you're not selling internationally because you're worried about time, it is flying right now. And we're just sending first class. And stuff's getting there quick. So now's the time to hop on it. All right, let's do a little housekeeping, and then we'll get Mo in here. This is Instagram. This material I absolutely love. I want a suit out of this material.
It's amazing. The downside is that it's all acrylic. And that's what's going to make it slow. Just sell just a little bit slower because it's not the cotton. And Mark, was that you that bought it from me? I wasn't harassing on you, I promise.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Did you really buy that, Mark? That would be awesome.
Oh my God, I feel terrible. I was just, it was an amusing comment to me because I'm like, the feedback wasn't negative to me.
Oh
like,
yeah, I would look pimp in that suit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you would look pimp. Yeah.
All right, so there's Stephanie's Instagram backroom finds, and
I'm
then
gonna go hide under the table now. It's fine.
Steph has her own website.
I
Which is
do.
something I'm still waiting to get to.
Yep.
Oh, no,
I've been listening like crazy. Mark's over here like making me turn shades of colors here. And you can see like there's some of the fabric, the other choices that I listed.
Ooh,
and thankfully some of those patterns are moving quick. Like it's already rolling.
Too.
Yeah. The
cool.
mustard and the brown is so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And look, if you haven't checked out Steph's channel, check it out. If you don't like patterns and so on and bolts of fabric, Stephanie's very entertaining, which you've seen tonight. So go watch her. And I got to tell you, Steph, very refreshing. I watched this one and it was quite fun. And the whole dye job and everything, and the whole dress was awesome. But what I really appreciate and loved about it the most is your honesty.
I try.
You're very honest, and I'm not going to say what you're honest about. I want everyone to go watch it, but it is refreshing because there's a lot of hucksters, a lot of snake oil salesmen on YouTube. And so when you see someone, because I've always been honest and open, when you see someone like myself, I'm very appreciative of people who are very honest and just like, this is me. So
yeah. And that's for me, that's the biggest thing. And that's one of the reasons, like my returning comment on like most, because I still read most of my comments, even if I can't get to them. I do see that a lot. They're like, thank you for showing that sewing is not always perfect. Like, thank you for showing that sometimes even when you make a thing that you're super excited about, maybe it doesn't turn out exactly how you thought. Like, so I try and be honest. That's my goal.
All right, now you might be thinking, why is Jason showing the Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals as an upcoming show? Well, my mom, because she's young and peppy, is going to an away football game on Sunday. So she's going down to Cincinnati with her, both sisters' mom, I know it's one sister, to see the Cleveland Browns play the Cincinnati Bengals. So that means no mom and I show. However,
okay,
don't fill in your space on Sunday just yet, because Stacy and I had posted a lot of pictures of our previous driving trip, and we said we might do a show. We show the rest of the pictures and kind of do a travel log, and everyone was excited about that. So on Sunday night, in our usual time slot of 7 p.m. East Coast, 4 p.m. West Coast, Stacy and I are on the quest for Montana mermaids, and
nice.
Most of you already know the punchline. They weren't there when we got there, but as you can see by these pictures, there's some cool shit off the beaten path in America. And if you've not taken a road trip to see this stuff, let us show you the stuff that goes from Vegas all the way up to Great Falls, Montana, and back. So Sunday night, Stacy and I, we're going to share our photos and show you where cool roadside attractions are. So
nice.
Tune in on Sunday night for me and Stace. And then we have a crazy, awesome special show next week for Thrifty Business. Write this down. We have to have it at a special time, because my co-host and guest are in England. And so,
nice.
So we're not, as to not make them be up in the middle of the night, Thrifty Business will be on next Thursday at 4 p.m. East Coast, 1 p.m. West Coast, which is 9 p.m. to our guests. Cardboard Chris, we've been friends a long time now, and he's become very much a YouTube celebrity, especially across the pond. And he quit his day job as a policeman to just be a reseller and a YouTuber. And his wife still has a normal job, but she's very much a supportive spouse. Aww. And so that's what we're going to talk about. We've talked about that in the past, but, you know, especially now that Chris has become somewhat famous, it's a lot of, hey, you know, to her, can you take a picture of me and Chris? You know, and Stacy's gotten that a lot too with me. And so I think it'd be an interesting talk. So he's my co-host. She's our guest, and how to support your spouse. And look, in the chat right now is your supportive spouse. So
yep, sure is.
Same deal. But the thing is, I know there are spouses and significant others out there that aren't. We see it all the time in the groups, our groups, other groups, and that sucks. So if you would have one of those non-supportive ones, see if you can trick them into watching this.
Okay? Excellent.
If nothing else, have them tune in about the half-hour mark. If you don't want them to see the segments, have them see the wife that supports her husband while she's doing her regular job. So it's gonna be fun. And Chris and Annabelle are just the nicest people in the world, and they have a great YouTube channel. So I said we got to have them back on, but we got to do a special time Hey, Chris, will you stay up till 3 a.m. to do my show? No, that's just not nice.
Too
That is
early.
not
Too early
nice.
in the
No.
morning.
Yeah, that'll be a fun show. So please mark your calendar next Thursday, 4 o'clock East Coast. Now, if you can't watch live because you have a day job, I get it. Please watch later. But for those of you who can tune in, I will remind you all week it's at a special time. All right? That's it. Let's get our guest in here because I'm ready to talk to him.
Sweet.
Right, see if I can pull this off. Because I always mess it up. All right, here we go. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. Oh, so close.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. Whoops. That's not me. Hey, Mo, how are you?
How goes it? How is everybody?
We're doing great.
Mo, how old are you?
43.
Okay, so you're probably too young. Stephanie's too young. There was a song in the earlier mid-'80s about the Three Stooges.
I've probably heard it, not known it,
called
but
the
okay.
Curly Shuffle, and the band was called Jump in the Saddle. There you go, music nerds. Talk about going deep. But the hook is, hey, Mo, and then when I said, hey, Mo, I'm like, I heard that song from 30 years ago in my brain, and right now everyone's going, what the F is Jason talking about?
Yeah.
So when we're done, Steph, Mo, and everybody else,
I'll look it up.
YouTube, the Curly Shuffle, Jump in the Saddle had one minor hit, and it was a novelty song. So, hey, Mo. Oh, see, someone else knew the song. John forgot all about that song. My mom did a jazzercise routine to it.
I'm having 7th grade flashbacks now.
All right, so Mo, you've been on. You were on a long time ago, 4 years.
Yes,
which is like an eternity.
It is.
So, catch us up. What you been doing for 4 years?
I moved. That was probably the biggest thing I did. Probably moved about. It's been 3 years now. Wow, that's amazing. It's 2021, right? Yeah, I'm bad with numbers. Yes, that was 2018. I moved. That's right. I moved from the Bay Area in Northern California to the Sacramento area.
Okay.
So Debbie will know where that is. But
so what precipitated that move?
School districts. I have little kids, so we wanted to move from an okay school district to a better one, basically.
Yeah.
And the Bay Area is frantic and it's unbelievably competitive. And we thought it was a little bit less frantic and competitive further north. So that's why we moved.
Nice.
And I like it. So it's good.
So Steph would understand that because she has a kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny when you say things like that. We've lived in our house here in Vegas for 16 years. I've been asked many times by people who know we have no children what school district we live in. And I go, how the F would I know? And why would I know?
Why would you know that?
My pugs, when they were alive, did not go to school. So I to this day have no clue what school district I live in. I could, gun to my head, I could not tell you what high school is near me. I have no idea.
That's probably a good thing.
I don't have kids. I don't need to know these things.
Oh boy.
All right. So how long have you been selling online, Mo?
Wow. I mean, as a reseller, I'd say since 2013, but technically since 1998.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
Yes. I back then it was only to be able to pay for tickets, sporting tickets and concert tickets. I'd buy 10 and then sell, 8 of them and keep 2.
Nice.
So that was it back then. So this is my third account, I think. So
to my Spice Rum, one of the tickets you mentioned was Spice Girls. And I'm like, did Mo go to the Spice Girls?
I was there, and I was there with a giant we spent like a week making these giant posters, and they didn't let any of them in. Oh. They made me leave them at the door, and they were huge. It's like "Marry Me" and like "Oh, we love," all that stuff. And they made me dump them. And they actually, one of them, they made me break them because there was a wooden, there were 2x4s on them. They made me break them because they thought we were going to
bring a 2x4 into a concert. What are you? I saw Jim Duggan. Come on, now.
There's a bunch of 8-year-olds there, and a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds, which probably shouldn't have been there. But I enjoyed the concert. I got to say that was probably the best concert. My friends hated it, but I thought it was the best thing ever.
Steph, have you ever seen him in concert?
No.
I followed them around on the last big, like, greatest hits tour. And I went to 3 different shows in 5 days in 2 different states. And I took friends with me everywhere I went. And friends were giving my friends grief. And my one buddy, Mike, he said, who normally goes to hard rock and metal shows, he goes, "Hey, it was the best smelling crowd I've ever been in at a concert." Everyone's clean and perfumed and showered. We're not in a stinky pit in a like corn show or Manson show or something.
That's true.
Mountain View, California, 1998. I remember it well.
Nice. Was it at the outdoor amphitheater there?
Yes, it was.
I saw Iron Maiden at that amphitheater. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. and the great thing about it is I'm not even that tall. I'm like 5'9". I could see the whole, our seats are not that great. So, I mean, we're outdoor, obviously, but I could see the whole way there. Nobody that's your size, you're pretty tall, was in front of me. So
when I saw them on that tour, by the third show that I saw was back here in Vegas with friends and my wife. And they were just sitting there in awe because I knew the choreography by this point. And so I'm just in my seat going, "Here come the feathers." And
oh my God, Jason.
And that's why my friends call me Big Girl, for sure.
It was awesome. It really was. It was a fun time, I got to say.
All right. So you started selling tickets, and then what are you selling now? I mean, so how'd you get from there to here?
Okay.
What caused you to be like, I should look at other things too?
Well, there was a break in between. So probably I sold tickets from 98 to the early 2000s. The last thing I probably sold were Jerry Seinfeld comedy tickets when he went out on his world tour.
Oh, wow.
The show. Yeah. So I sold a bunch of those. Those things went like hotcakes. This is circa 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. And then some football tickets. But then StubHub came along and that kind of shut everything down.
Yep.
Probably the early 2000s, I'm guessing. So then 2003, 4, around there, I actually opened a shipping store. So I found and I met a lot of people that were a lot smarter than me. And that's where I really found out about eBay and Amazon. One thing I found out there was that you can actually sell on Amazon, which I had. There was a guy that was, I was asking him what he was doing. He was telling me. And I was asking him again, and he was telling me again. I'm like, wait, I don't get this. What do you mean you sell on Amazon? I mean, I bought some headphones from Amazon, but that was from Amazon. No, you don't get it. I sell those. I'm like, oh, you sell headphones? No, I don't sell headphones. I sell on Amazon. So that went on for a bit. So that's how I found out from these guys that would ship. That's how I found out about private label and all that kind of stuff. Not that I really do that, but so probably I want to say around the mid 2000s, I got back into eBay a little bit. And because I was really having a shipping store, you become the loathe shipping and you become the loathe. So I had some employees, thankfully. So I didn't do much packing and shipping, but then I was looking to do other things. And a great thing to add to a shipping store is an eBay store, right? So that's kind of where I got back into selling eBay, not just tickets at that point.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I fell back into that. Yeah.
But that's a good example of, okay, so I'm a ticket seller and I'm doing okay. And then StubHub shows up. Yep. So should Mo have just quit? And then, no, you find a new avenue. Because look, I bought all these videotapes, they're selling well, but the videotape craze will end very soon. And so when it ends, I'm not going to be just like, oh, well, I'm done. I got to find the next craze. I'm always chasing the next thing. And you ride that wave until that wave doesn't exist anymore. And then you pick up a new wave.
Exactly.
I don't think Stephanie's wave will ever end, but I've got Steph looking for tiki stuff and, some music and say, while you're at the thrift store, might as well hit some other sections. I didn't start selling bras and purses and dresses, but I can, and I do. And I quite like when I sell shit out of my norm.
Yeah.
That's the best, I would say.
Because you expect to sell stuff in your norm. I expect to sell CDs all day long.
Right.
But when that purse sells, I'm like, I picked that up.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's the same way I feel about CDs, Jason. I'm like, I sold a CD.
Yeah, you can all like monkey clapping, like, yay.
Oh yeah. And
So
then,
Mo,
yes.
we've been to a lot of events in the last couple of weeks. Stacy and I, my wife and I, we've been to Broadway musicals, the touring productions. We've been to concerts in a couple of different states. I think it's almost now impossible to resell tickets.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I kind of gave up doing that. Geez, it's 18 to 20 years ago now. So,
because here's what's happening on a lot of tickets. They're on an app on your phone, and you don't even get them until hours before the show.
That's true.
And then it says
true.
don't take a screenshot because the QR code that they scan at the event site is constantly changing. So if you screenshot it, you can't even use that screenshot. So I'm thinking, man, what if you got sick or also didn't feel like going to a concert or a sporting event? Like, you can't sell tickets anymore. You're just going to eat them.
You have to go back through Ticketmaster to resell them now. You can still set your own price, but there's no guarantee that they'll actually sell at that price. And then what you do after that is then you have to like go through and change the name and like do the whole thing. So it can't be like a last minute at the front door. It's now like you have to go back through their system. So they took your fees to begin with, and then they're going to take their fees again when you resell the thing through them.
Oh yeah. And it's funny in contrast, I'm remembering some of those Spice Girls tickets that I sold. This is 1998. We sold to a little, she must have been 6 years old, and her mother. And I was working at the time. So it was me and my buddies. We went at lunch. It was 5 guys. They're all a lot bigger than me. So we met at some Subway, I think it was, in this food court area. We met this mother and her 4-year-old, and there's 5 guys that show up. And it wasn't a drug deal. It was a Spice Girls ticket deal. And I purposely gave it to my friend who's a lot bigger than I am. And I said, you do this. It'll be funny. And he took a picture of him handing tickets over. And the size difference was hilarious. But that type of thing doesn't happen anymore, obviously, like you just said. But.
Also, like as a mother, I'm like sitting there like working through what I would do in that situation. And like there's a large part of me that have been like, we're walking out now. Sorry. Like, no, too many.
Exactly. I would have walked out because he was big. So, I mean, but hey, I wanted to offload those Spice because it's better than, if you guys ever remember how you used to get paid on eBay before. You wait for the check to come in and then you try and cash the check.
Oh my God.
And hope it cashes. And then, you
cash, quarters, taped to a piece of paper in an envelope. Oh yeah, the good old days.
What?
Oh yeah. So people would throw, say they won something for like $12.50. They would throw 2 ones, and they would tape 2 quarters to the piece of paper in the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And so people who piss and moan about managed payments, I'm like, look. We had to wait for money orders and checks and then go to a bank. Because back then there wasn't online banking and using your phone. Like, sign the check and then wait 10 days for it to clear and hope nothing happened. Like, that sucked.
Oh my God.
No, cash meant no fees. But look, I want stuff done quick.
Yeah.
Quick. I don't want to wait around. That was crazy.
Yep. The good old days.
All right, so you took a break. You had the shipping store, and then when you pop back into eBay, what was the first thing you started working on selling since you weren't
action
doing
figures
tickets anymore?
The first thing was action figures. I remember I was only. This is funny how you pigeonhole yourself. I was only selling Masters of the Universe, and GI Joe action figures. I think that was it.
That's a small window.
That was it. That's tiny, right? So I would go to Craigslist. And I would say, okay, so on Friday and Saturday, okay, so you've got this. And there weren't that many that actually put that on there. They might write action figures, but they weren't writing He-Man, G.I. Joe on there necessarily. So, and then I started thinking, wow, there's only like 1 garage sale this weekend, and it wasn't even a G.I. Joe. And that's when I started saying, I need to sell a little bit more than He-Man and G.I. Joes. And then I kind of said, oh, what are these guys doing online? And I started looking at YouTube, like Jason's videos and other people's videos, and then you start to see that people are actually selling other things other than toys and action figures and concert tickets, which I had no idea about. For example, walking to a thrift store, I want to say the first 50 times I went in, I completely ignored every piece of clothing that was in there, like it was the plague.
Wow.
Like I remember distinctly the first time I walked into a thrift store, I saw I think it was a guy, I couldn't tell. He had a mask on like it was 2021 and gloves, and he was going through the clothes. I said, I'm not going to be like that guy. That guy's gross. What is he doing? That's disgusting. And then, within 18 months, I was pushing him out of the way to, get stuff out of the. So that's
coming through.
Exactly. And actually the biggest thing that happened with action figures is I remember that I thought I was really smart. This guy posted that he had a storage unit that had not been opened in 5 years with sealed cases of Mattel figures. So I thought, okay, I'll be there. Starts at 9:00. So I'm there at 8:45. And I walk in there and the place is half empty. And I said, wait, didn't you just have this big ad? He's all, oh yeah, we got a call yesterday from a guy. He came in and cleared out the place.
Yep.
That was one of the first garage sales I went to when I first got back into eBay. And the biggest lesson I ever got is don't assume, 9:00 is not, 8:45 is not early for a 9:00 garage sale.
Right.
So, yeah.
So Dawn says I avoid clothing still. Okay, you saw me sell $80 overalls. Wait till you see one of Mo's scores. You might rethink that because for the most part, clothing is really easy to ship. Most clothing is non-breakable.
Yep.
Just fold it up and throw in a poly mailer and away it goes. Like it's
Absolutely.
just, there ain't much to it at all. Like shipping that chair, that sucked. Shipping a pair of overalls, easy peasy. Hey, hey Mo, you want to ship some 9 chairs for me? Because I didn't like that one bit. I hated it.
Do you have 10 of those, Jason?
What'd you say?
Did you buy 10 of those?
Oh, 14 originally. But we sold some that 2 I delivered, 1 or 2 got picked up by like a courier service, and then 2 got shipped, but they had their own shipping service. So they just told me an address in Vegas to drop it off and it would get crated and sent out to them. So this is the first time that I had to sit down and go, okay, I listed and sold it without any thought process. So there's my dud of the week. I just sold it and went, okay, I'll figure it out now. But I did put 10-day handling just to make sure. But
to figure it out.
It still sucked. I know I could be more efficient in my time. And I think I wasted packing materials because the box I got was much better, but still a little too big. But I had to fill the void. And I'm like, okay. Someone's shipping my next ones. I'm gonna go over to Mo's place and he's gonna ship them for me.
Oh yeah, I did that. Actually, we were listed. The smart eBay sellers would actually list people on there because they didn't want to touch a lot of the bigger stuff. We had a guy that would ship only vacuums. We had another guy that would ship only pool cues. And
very narrow.
Very narrow, right? Whatever. So we would pack these things up and we would ship them off, and they would sometimes go even internationally. I've shipped all kinds of random stuff. I mean, you name it, I've shipped it most likely. So yeah, we would ship anything.
That's amazing.
So Dawn said, clothing is easy to ship in the store. I just hate doing the photos and measurements. See, Dawn, that's why you hire your neighbor teenager. I haven't taken a picture or measuring a piece of clothes in forever, but I sell a lot of clothes. But that's what, that to take your business to the next level, you have to hire somebody to do the grunt work. Yep. So while you're doing the not important work, but I'm always crafting webinars for the Secret Beach, and I'm doing YouTube shows, and Steph's doing YouTube shows. But when you're like, okay, how do I see my sales being stagnant? How do I get up more? You hire somebody. And when you start selling things that you never touched after the day you bought them, you're like, oh, this assistant thing is working out very well. So I highly recommend getting a 19-year-old. They're good.
Lots of energy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The energy is like, stop. I'm too old. Stop. Your energy is too much. Mo, have you ever shipped any big tools?
Yes. The biggest tool we shipped, okay, I shouldn't say that. We didn't ship it. We were hired to watch another packing company package something. Stanford University, Columbia University hired us because it was being shipped from Stanford University to Columbia University. It was a prototype mechanical arm is the best way I could describe it. It's just like this big metal thing, and it looked like a arm. And we showed up, and this other group showed up, and I said, "Okay, so what are we teaming up here? What is this?" And they said, "No, you're just going to stand right there, and certify that they do an okay job. So we stood there for 5 hours while these guys brought out wood and drills, and yeah. So that's probably the biggest thing. And yeah, it was huge. And they left it there. They didn't even ship it. They just left it there. That was it.
Their job was to come in and crate the daggone thing up. That was it.
And we were to watch them crate the thing.
All right.
Somebody else came in to ship it. Yep.
Can someone pay me to just watch somebody do their work?
Yeah,
that seems like a gig I want. Oh, hang with toddlers, not a chance in hell. I'm barely, hanging with teens is one thing. No toddlers.
No, you don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Trust me. Not a thing.
All right. So next week, we're going to talk to Carboot Chris and his wife, Annabelle, about having a supportive spouse. Now, what we're going to talk about in details next week is the supportive spouse can be just someone who appreciates what you do, but also can be someone who helps you ship. Stacy helped me find a lost CD today. I've seen Ned, Stephanie's husband, in videos trying on clothes that she made for him. So, what's your family like, Mo? Is it all you, or do you have help from your wife or your kids?
It's funny. They kind of float in and float out, especially vacation times. Like there's a lot. My daughter is better. She's probably the best. She comes in, and for about a day, she'll be interested. I shouldn't say a day, about 3 hours of one day, she'll be interested. And she actually credit to her, she was probably 8. And I started an eBay, obviously my name, but she started an eBay account, and she listed some stuffed animals. And after about 5 or 6, that was it. And my wife has helped me. My wife helps me when I have to go and get something very specific. And I say, this is what I'm going to get. This is what I need to do. And she's very organized. She likes that. But I'm very unorganized. And I'm all over the place. Like, for example, when I go into a thrift store, I'm like, I don't really talk to people. And she's like, what are you doing? What's the plan here? I need to know 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7, 4, 1, 2. Like, that's how I work.
And be advised, if you see anything shiny that catches your attention like it's a lot of money, you're going to go directly to that and ignore whatever the hell else you were going to do in between.
So she'll go with me to thrift stores, but she will not thrift for anything that she is not going to buy for herself.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But I will say going with you is part of supporting, because I've seen the horror stories of spouses who are like, I want nothing to do with you and your business. And I'm like, I feel bad for those people that they're in this relationship where just to say, hey, good job, something like that. At least she's hanging out with you. That's a good thing, Stacy didn't love it for the longest time. And I had an epiphany to give her a treasure map. Basically, here's a list of cool shit that's worth a lot of money. And if she found 1 or 2, she was like, all right, I like this. This is fun. Yeah. So, I figured out a way. And that's kind of the goal. If you have a significant other that's like, if you can figure out a way to get them excited, cool. All right. So what's the newest, hottest thing on your horizon? What are you selling that you're loving the most right now, Mo?
It's never one thing. I'm always into action figures. That's one thing. I like right now baseball pennants, and I shouldn't say baseball pennants. I call them baseball. I like pennants in general, flags, pennants, and I sell a lot of non-sports related pennants. Like I sold one from Vegas actually 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Nice. All the different states, all the different theme parks, nice. A lot of just random events. We'll have them. So I like pennants. I like anything that I can look up that's pretty old, 80s and beyond, 80s and before, I should say. Actually, one thing that I try and push myself to look in aisles that I usually don't go down. And my friends sell things that are more industrial, tools and the such, which I know I'm the worst. I know nothing about tools or anything like that. But one thing that I found looking at it was a fire hydrant opener. I'm not even calling it the right thing, even though I already listed and sold this thing. But it had like a hexagon on the top. It was about 2 feet long. And I called up my buddy. I said, what the heck is this? All I know is it's heavy and it's metal and it says $4.99 in black Sharpie on it. And I looked it up and I used Google Image, and it was a fire hydrant opener. So that's another thing I'm trying to learn, tools. And I'm getting more acquainted with golf stuff as well, even though I'm completely out of season right now. But
not in Florida, never fear. It's always
not in Vegas, not in Phoenix.
Golf is something that still baffles me, but I'm trying to force myself to list at least a couple of clubs a week because they're everywhere. I see them everywhere. In terms of horizons, I have too many. I mean, I made a list while you guys were talking about things that people usually overlook. I'll go through really, really fast. PC games, that's one I like because I cross-list on Amazon, especially if they're sealed. People always think that they're regular music CDs. Pennant's already talked about manuals, any kind of manual. I don't care if it's a video game manual, a car manual, random, kitchenware manual, those things, you never know what people are looking for.
Sewing machine manuals. Don't overlook them.
Exactly. Toy play sets, that's another one that I always pick up, but there's a huge caveat with that. A lot of them are big and heavy and worth absolutely nothing. And then there's the opposite. So you have to look them up. I sold, what was it? I think it was a Lion King playset. I sold the same playset 3 times. It's huge. It's like 36 inches by 2 feet or something like that.
Nice.
It weighs a good 8 to 10 pounds. It's big, but it sells for like 90 to 120 bucks.
Oh, wow.
In about 3 months. So there's a lot of caveats to this. Do you have the space? Do you have the time to wait? And that kind of thing. And then I picked up stuff that I don't know what it's just a hunk of plastic. So, and then I guess my last thing is vests and tank tops. I sell them year round. That's the best thing ever. People always overlook vests and tank tops.
Interesting.
Tank tops, I wouldn't have thought about, but vests, I'm always digging in the vest section because I never see anyone in the vest section. And it could be anything from, like a puffy winter vest to a formal vest, in the
Han Solo vests for life.
Yes. In the thrift stores, they're just like, whatever vest, it goes in the vest section. It could be outdoors, could be indoors, doesn't matter. I'll go to the vest. No one ever is looking in that section. No one.
Nope.
I'm always looking for cool, like rock and roll vest, like leather vest, something a rocker would wear on stage that if I wore it, people would be like, dork, loser. But if one of my rocker friends wore it, they'd be like, oh, that's so sexy. So I think of normal size humans. I'm not one of those, but I think of normal size humans. I'm like, oh yeah, someone could wear this and rock out. So there you go, kids. Go to the vest section.
All right.
Money to be made. All right, let's look at your duds and scores. All right, now I can't wait to hear why this is a dud because I would think any Super Bowl merch, especially older, would be a score.
You think, right? I thought this was money when I bought it 3.5 years ago, and it sold 4 times or 5 times. It's been shipped and returned 2 times. And thankfully, when I sent you this listing, it was just sent out again. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it doesn't come back to me. I don't know what it is. It doesn't smell. I mean, it's a little worn. It's not in great condition, but it's brand new. It's new old stock. I mean,
So when you're getting the returns, what are they saying?
Oh, not as described. I'm like, what is not as described? I mean, one person said it's not a hat. I'm like, I don't know what a hat is where you're from, but I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
They said it's not a hat. Exact words, not a hat. I'm like, all right. I don't get it. I mean, whatever. Okay. And then so I took it back. So this time it's gone. I originally had this up for I think 50, and I thought it was a score, but oh well. I mean, what can I say? I have no ideas.
Linda, is it a shoe?
So yeah, people are funny.
Let's hope it don't come back again.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is kind of my own fault.
It's definitely a boomerang and not a hat.
Yeah. Thank
you. I'll be here all week.
So this one is kind of my own fault, and it's the way I shipped it the first time. This, it's a mini. It's about yay big, about 12 inches by 12 inches. and it plays, it's good and everything like that. Some of the keys are a little off, but I think when I shipped it, I didn't secure it enough in the box. It was secured, but then the keys still move, even though it's secured. So I'm wondering if when they got it, they thought, okay, this thing is kind of jiggling, jangling all over the place. And they thought that I mean, that's my assumption, because I try and describe things. And another thing I do when it's anything like this, I'll send them a message on the day I'm shipping it out. And I'll say, this is how I'm packing it. This is what it looks like in the pictures. But, just in case, I just wanted to let you know that some of the keys don't work. Now, they didn't mention that some of the keys didn't work. They just said that it was not what they were looking for. So
I mean, it's a tiny piano, like the hat. It is what it is. Like it doesn't have 88 keys. What?
It's not a full grand piano. I want my money back. Like, no, it's a toy.
Yeah, exactly. I know the pictures weren't great, but I mean, I don't know. But this one also has been shipped out again, so I'm hoping it doesn't come back.
We'll cross our fingers for you.
All right, let's go to the big dogs. Okay. What?
Yeah, this one was
what?
I picked this up from the thrift store. I want to say like a few weeks back, maybe it was a month ago, and it was. For one thing, I'm not huge on football, but San Diego Chargers are not the San Diego Chargers anymore. So that's one thing. Anything that is changed or is not anymore is a good thing. This one didn't even have a tag, if I'm not mistaken, but it just looks super old to me. To me, if I see something that's super old, I'm looking it up. I'm using Google Image, I'm using WorthPoint, I'm using something like that just to find out something about it. And if I can't find out something about it, that's when my spidey sense goes off a little bit. Like, oh, I can't find many of these. There's not many of these. And it's $4.99. Like, And I mean, I've had, the thing about, Jason sold a lot of cool blankets and throws and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of in the eyes of the beholder. I mean, if you can just get it to sell right away, I've always had success with that. So I had an offer on this. I took an offer. It wasn't $239.99, full disclosure, but it was like $50 less than that. So I was ecstatic.
God, I'm just like.
So yeah, that was a fun one.
What? I mean, like Mo said, I've sold a lot of blankets for a lot of good money, but this one is just like.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you, but I don't understand.
I'm hoping it's not coming back this week, so who knows?
There's a theme. Mo shit just keeps coming back.
It does. Okay, this one sold, and the same guy, he didn't pay for like a week. And then after it because I have an automatic thing where it will just automatically cancel after 4 business days. And then I'll send a message. I'll say, sorry, maybe you're busy, but this is going to cancel automatically. And then he messaged me after about a week and he said, why did you cancel this offer? Why did you cancel this order? I'm like, well, I messaged you and I said, this is going to cancel after 4 business days. And then nothing for like another week. And then he bought the same thing again for the same exact offer. I'm like, okay, same person, same everything. I'm like, all right, cool. And again, this was an offer. It wasn't $299.99. It was about half of that. But these were individually priced at either $1 or $299 each. And the price, if you look in the pictures, you'll be able to see actually. It's actually still marked on the box. I did my best to get them off, but they were like in black Sharpie or green Sharpie or something like that. But yeah, I've never heard of these things before.
I've never seen these. And they're like quite freaky.
That's what I like. If it's freaky, if it looks odd, and I don't know anything about it, that's what I kind of gravitate towards.
There's one of my blanket customers right there. You're welcome, Linda.
Nice.
Okay, so speaking of selling clothing, what?
Okay, I didn't think this is real because a lot of times when t-shirts and hoodies, you'll see people that kind of make their own stuff and maybe fake or whatever, which I still thought till the day I sold it. I'm like, is this real? Is this a thing? What is this? Austin Powers Drake? What the? I mean, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, so maybe someone can educate me. Is he, big Austin Powers fan? I have no idea. But
No
whatever.
idea.
I mean, I took a shot. I saw like 2 or 3 listed online, and they'd gone for over $100 or something like that. So I said,
Nice.
Why not? Just put it up there, go crazy. And this took a couple months, and it sold. I took an offer on this one too, so it was about half of that, I think. But yeah,
still not bad.
Yeah,
not bad at all
for a hoodie.
Yeah.
It looks like I could have made this one, but oh well.
Yeah. All right, and we'll end on Debbie's favorite, some books.
Oh yes, this one. Okay, here's the thing that I feel bad about this. These, I think it was $24.95. Probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I got these, and it was stuck in the middle of a bunch of sealed VHS, sealed CDs. It was in the media section. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then I remember when I opened up the bag to take pictures of it, the bag smelled like oil, and it was really. I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then it sold within like 48 hours. I'm like,
wow.
Oh, great. So I'm scrambling to de-smellify this thing. I'm like, great. So I threw away the bag, obviously. But I'm like, okay, how do I get? So I had like orange peel. I put it in a box with like orange peels, and I was hoping that would, help it a little bit. It hasn't come back yet. So I'm hoping it doesn't smell too bad. It's not bad, probably not so bad that they're going to return it.
All right. So here's the $1 million question.
Yes.
Why didn't you have media mail?
Oh, yeah.
$50 for priority for these heavy books. Media mail would be like $4.
Yeah.
They actually asked me not to send it media mail.
Oh, okay.
And because it was a $24.95 purchase, and it was really fast. Like I said, it was like 72 hours it sold or something like that. I said, you know what? Sure. For that amount, go for it. Because I'm usually pretty frugal when it comes to stuff like this. But I said, you know what? Okay, that's fine.
I mean, if the customer's asking for it, absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
There's in my 22 years of selling online, there's rarely been a customer request of some type of shipping, either way to ship or how to, a service that I didn't say, sure, no problem. I mean,
well, they didn't ask how to ship. They said, can you please not send it media mail?
And that's great.
So that was it. So, I mean,
right.
I could have sent it FedEx but I mean, I figured, why not?
Ned read these.
Yeah, I'm going to say pass on that there, my guy. So. Oh, darn, they have a new home. Rats.
Ned, I'll find you some.
You will not, sir.
All right, so what's anything exciting coming up on your calendar? You got any good estate sales coming up? Any good sales? What's next for Mo in the next couple of weeks?
I'm looking to thrift for the first time in Hawaii. I think I told you this a couple minutes before we started. I've never been there, so I'm hoping to find something interesting there that might be fun. I'm taking an empty bag on purpose. Like I'm not, just shorts and t-shirts and an empty bag, and in the hope that I find something that's ridiculously crazy that I can't find here. So that's the big thing in the next week.
Yeah, when you walk into the thrift stores in Hawaii, they'll have a Hawaiian shirt section and a Hawaiian dress section because, of course, a lot of people wear that stuff.
Yeah,
they'll be priced somewhat accordingly, but if you know what you're looking for, you can find the gems in there because they pretty much do a flat, like, okay, every shirt's this much, every dress is this much. And so they're not paying attention to, oh, this one's super vintage and worth, 4 times a modern shirt. So I do love digging. But yeah, we've always brought good stuff home from Hawaii. So congrats on going to Hawaii for the first time. Enjoy that.
Yeah, my wife's making fun of me. She's like, I've been there 6 times. This is the first time you're going. I'm like, okay. That should be fun.
So you are going to the big city. You're going to Waikiki. So make sure to get out of that and head up to the North Shore where it's way more Hawaii-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I sell a ton of stuff related to Hawaii, like tank tops especially, North Shore, all that kind of stuff. It just flies off the show. Like I said, tank tops, people don't look at them. 99-cent beaten up all tank top just because it says North Shore on it will go for $20. So.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So our last question is from Linda. Did you thrift the Powerpuff Girls blanket behind you?
I'm upstairs in the guest room, actually. This is actually like 20 years old. I think I bought this for my wife when we were going out. My God, why is it up here? I bought the poop pillow back there for my kids, and I thought it was funny, and they don't think it's funny at all. But yeah, no, I did not thrift it. I don't think.
Dad.
Yeah,
Right.
Dad jokes. What can I say?
That's so 2015.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. Dad. It's 2021, Dad.
Exactly. They don't even know who the powder from. They don't even know who those are.
How long are you going to be in Hawaii for?
5 days? Is it 4 days? 4 days and 5 nights? No, 5 nights. Wait, 4 nights, 5 days. There you go.
All right.
Nice.
Yep. We'll have a wonderful time, sir. It is quite the place. And let's talk sooner than 4 years.
I hope so. This has been a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. It's good to see, look, you have what you know, conquer it, but then keep branching out. Keep branching out, because you never know when you're going to get that kick-ass $200 hoodie sale or $80 overall sale, when Stephanie sells a DVD that she thought was a CD, according to Ned. Ned, are you going to be in trouble later? Ned's spilling secrets on the internet. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Don't forget. So Sunday we will be on at the normal time, but it'll be me and Stacy instead of me and Mom. We will be doing our travel vlog, basically, of Nevada to Montana. There is a ton of cool things to see. And what we realized was we haven't done a road trip in forever. Airplanes and airports suck right now. So if you can get out and see the country, there is cool stuff, but you got to do a little digging. And that's what we're going to talk about. The Potato Hotel with the trained cow is not on the beaten path. You have to get off the beaten path about 20 minutes to find it, but that's cool stuff to see. So we'll definitely do that on Sunday night. And then don't forget next Thursday, special time, because we're coming from across the pond. Carbu, Chris, and Annabelle are going to be my co-host and guest, talking about supportive spouses, which we all have here in this chat or in this show, but not everybody. So hopefully we can help maybe someone who doesn't have one see the light. So that's our goal. So please give Mo a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give Steph a thumbs up. Steph's got some kick-ass fabric. Give her a thumbs up for that. Awesome fabric. And go watch her video where she tried to dye a dress black, but it didn't come out all that black.
Yeah. With the most overly dramatic, unnecessary music ever.
Yep, but I absolutely loved it. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and a great weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday night at 7 o'clock East Coast. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, Steph. And for those of you who watch after the fact, love you too. If you got any questions, pop them down here. I will answer them all. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.